number you have dialed is not in service at this time.
Welcome to Spotlight on the Arts. I'm Patrick Christiano, your host, the publisher of TheaterLife.com, a website for theater buffs covering all things theater. And we are coming to you from the LTV studio in Wainscott, where I have a special guest, my friend, theater producer, talk show host, showbiz phenom, Jamie deRoy. Jamie, thank you so much for coming and welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm so excited. You have so much going on. As a theater producer, as an all-around person that's doing so much all the time, it's like you've got a little finger as a producer and all these...
A lot of fingers and a lot of pies.
Yes, yes, yes. And a lot of them nominated for Tony Awards.
Which is very exciting.
Which is really exciting.
I know the Tina Turner musical's got 12 nominations, which we are thrilled about. And most particularly for Adrienne Warren, who plays Tina Turner. She is just phenomenal. I mean, she's a fireball of talent.
Shall we show them right? Should we go right to this? So we have a B-roll of Tina, the musical, which is nominated for 12 Tony Awards, and Jamie is a producer. Let's have it.
So including Best Musical.
Oh, just including Best Musical. Yes, yes. Forgive me.
It is just so wonderful, and that concert at the end is like, oh my God! But it's a great story.
And I saw the show before we went into the pandemic, and she is phenomenal.
She really.
I mean, to me, she's a sure bet for the Tony Award.
Well, let's hope. I'd love to see Adrienne Warren win it. It would be great.
And I hear she's just signed. She's going to definitely come back.
She's coming back, and Daniel J. Watts is coming back as Ike Turner, and most of the cast. And it's just very exciting, and a very, dynamic and exciting show to be at.
Oh, it's fabulous! It's absolutely fabulous. And now, do you have the date that it's opening?
Well,
do you remember?
We go back for October 8th. It starts. First performance back.
When they go back, like after being closed like that, is it still in previews, or is it
well,
open?
No, it's not called previews because it's
just open
already opened.
Mm-hmm.
But they might have, who knows? They might have an invited dress like they would have if they were just really opening, because they haven't been on stage for, by the time they get on, more than a year and a half. It's almost a year and a half.
I know.
Now.
Just here coming back into the studio, it was like, a little like not the same.
Exactly.
Of not being.
But it'll be so moving to be back in a theater. It's going to be thrilling.
When I see the clips of the stuff, and I remember it just makes my mouth water to want to be sitting in a seat and witnessing live
missed
theater.
It so much.
Well, you and I belong to the same church. What can I tell you? Now besides Ain't Too Proud is another musical that you've been a part of.
Well, that's
and
another.
It's coming back.
And it's coming back, and we'll reopen on October 16th. And it's just so magical. It's the life and times of the Temptations. So all the music is music that everyone knows. And is like, well, it depends, I guess, on what your age is, but certainly was part of my life. And it's it's moving, and it's a great story, but it's exciting, and it's just, I can't wait to see it again. It's been a long time. I can't wait to get back to see all of these shows.
I would love to see Ain't Too Proud again. So I want to go back and see it. It was fabulous.
It's at the Imperial Theater, which is
it was nominated for the previous year. Was nominated for 12 Tony Awards and only won one, which is a shame. I think it got robbed because it was so dynamite.
Well,
Absolutely,
we loved it.
I loved it too. I really loved it, and every member of that cast is to blow your mind, right?
Incredible, yeah.
Yeah, and the dancing on top of the singing, it just.
Yes, I mean, Sergio Trujillo is amazing as a choreographer. He's just magical.
I love that show. I love that. So should we show them?
Yeah.
So we have a clip from this, which is just one of the hottest shows on Broadway when it comes back. Ain't Too Proud.
I know you want to leave me, but I refuse to let you go. If I have to beg, plead for your sympathy, I don't mind, 'cause you mean that much to me. Ain't too proud to beg, and sweet darling, please don't leave me, don't you go. Ain't too proud to leave me, baby. Don't leave me, girl, don't you go. It was just my imagination, running away with me. It was just my imagination, running away with me. But my life is incomplete, I'm so blue, 'cause I can't get next to you. I can't get next to you, baby. I can't get next to you. I just can't. I can't get next to you, baby. I can't get next to you. I can't get next to you. Oh, next to you.
Doing that.
Those guys are fantastic.
Oh,
my God, I just
God.
love it. I really do. It's breathtaking, isn't it?
Yes, I totally agree.
I just sit in the theater watching them just in awe.
Yeah. No,
With
they're-
the sound on top of it, with the movement, it just blows your mind. It
Yeah.
really does.
it's a beautiful show.
And do you remember what date that's opening again?
That's October 16th.
October 16th. Ain't Too Proud will be back at which
The
theater?
Imperial Theater.
The Imperial Theater. And Jamie's a producer of that show. But you've got your finger in. I need my notes to remember everything that you're doing, Jamie. And I try not to look down. But besides Tina, there's their Inheritance. It was nominated for 11 shows. We're going to talk about some of them later, but I want to just bring them up before we go to something. I just want to let everyone know everything you're involved in. The Inheritance, Slave Play, Frankie and Johnny, which had 2 nominations
And
also.
Slave Play had 12 nominations, including Best Play. Inheritance and Slave Play are both up for Best Play. But yeah, and Frankie and Johnny was such a beautiful production with Audra McDonald.
She's special.
She really is. And Michael Shannon is an incredible actor. He really is. So yeah, and Tina being up for Best Musical. It's an exciting year. And the Tonys are taking place on September 26th in a Broadway theater that we do not know.
No, are we going
theater.
to be able to go attend them?
I hope so. No,
I mean, is it going to
we
be?
assume.
I was concerned it might be virtual. That's why I was worried.
No,
about it.
but it's taking place in a Broadway theater, so I think there's going to be an audience. But there hasn't been anything about.
Did you
buying
have your
tickets.
outfit ready for the Tony Awards? I did.
I'm not really. I'm one of these. I'll wait to the last minute to decide.
Right. Oh.
But I mean, I guess I do kind of have my outfit picked out already, and but more than my outfit, I just want it to happen. It's taken so long because we closed on March 12th, 2020. That was, March 11th was the last Broadway performance. That was it.
Well, Jamie, what else I want to talk about besides all the shows? You're a talk show host. You have a television show. You have a television show here, but also shows at LTV. You tape it in New York, and you go to different venues like Birdland and around the city, and you do shows with all these stars that are just wonderful.
Thank you.
But
Well, I've been doing it for like 30 years.
yes, and I've been going to them for a long time now too. I've seen many of them.
Yeah.
Over the years. They're all wonderful. But you often make CDs off from your...
I have many CDs out, but during the pandemic, something just hit me that one of the songs that I just happened to.
But what I want to show them first is the CD.
Okay.
For the cover, you
It's
made
called
Wish on the Moon.
Wish on the Moon,
yeah,
which
show them
is
the
my
cover.
only. It's my only solo CD.
Okay, this is Jamie's one solo CD, and during the
Everything else is Jamie DeRoy and friends. So
with people.
so I
with
only
other
had
guests.
like one song on each album.
At this one, you were the only person singing.
I mean, I might have had a duet here and there, but yeah, I was the only artist.
So now tell the story. During the pandemic.
Well, during the pandemic, something just came to me that the song that I co-wrote with Barry Kleinbort and Shelley Markham called Wish on the Moon, which was our title track, might make an interesting animated short. So I called my friend Candy Kugel, who owns Buzzco Company, and I've seen so many of her animated shorts that I thought this might be fun to do, and we did it. So now I have my first short film, and it's called Wish on the Moon, and there's been interest as a children's book, but we'll see what happens. If anybody out there's a children's book publisher, we're very open to having this published as a children's book. We love it.
Oh, it's so cool. It's a wonderful idea, and I love it. I want to show, we brought the animation to show to the audience. So can we have it? It's Jamie DeRoy's Wish on a Moon.
When I was a child, I'd spend a moment each night. I'd wish on the moon with all of my might. Moon, I know that life has its own special plan, but help me to grow as soon as you can. Oh, how I long to be as old as you and do the things that grown people do. But the moon never answered, so I filled the hours riding my bike or admiring the flowers, run to the movies or talk on the phone, and at night make a wish to let me be grown. Wishes came and wishes went, and time trundled by. I sighed to the moon, but got no reply. And soon my days became a blur of so many things, from playing with dolls to swinging on swings, studying spelling or trips to the zoo, sitting and thinking of new things to do, dressing for parties or singing in choir, cold wintry evenings in front of the fire, mittens and mufflers and men made of snow, and a moon full of wishes to please help me grow. And so, without knowing the moments have flown, I'm now an adult with a child of my own. And when I look at her smile, I can see me then. Now I wish on the moon to make me a child again.
but it just calls to me in such a special way because part of my journey back to the theater was about rediscovering my child. And I learned how to do that from my dogs. And I wrote a show about it too called My Lessons from Dogs.
Oh,
so
how
it's
nice.
like, and it was a process that just grew and grew and grew and got more and more fun. So this lends itself to so much more than just this little song.
Oh, thanks. Well, we find it to be very sweet, and I thought Candy Kugel did a beautiful job
Oh,
of
it's,
the
the
animation.
animations are terrific. I almost think you can make it a longer movie.
Well,
you know, you can make more.
That I don't think so, but it's the song, and that's it.
I'm always ambitious, you know, and then everyone has to rein me in. So no, that's enough.
Yeah.
So it's beautiful. It's so lovely. I wish you so much more to do with it. But you've got other things. We have more shows that are returning. I wanted to talk about too, because To Kill a Mockingbird is also coming back, which
And with Jeff Daniels,
Jeff Daniels
and
is gonna
Celia Keenan-Bolger. So, I mean, the two original stars when it opened on Broadway, and Jeff Daniels he is so special as Atticus Finch. It's just so moving, and what a great piece of theater.
Well, it was a great novel too.
Yeah.
I mean, it was really very special, and it's a special movie
You know,
on top of it.
I know
mean,
Gregory
it was
Peck doing that film. Whew.
Yeah, I mean, it's an archetype. I guess that's what you call it, right? Is
Yeah,
that what you'd call it?
I
an
guess.
archetype? And then we have the Lehman trilogies is coming
The
back.
Lehman trilogy was in previews.
Is it coming back?
Oh, totally coming back, and it's at the Niederlander Theater, and
No, I saw that too. You know, I saw all these shows, by the way. You know that.
I know. And the only difference is that Adrian Lester is now in one of the roles. So Simon Russell Beale and I'm gonna blank on
Well,
there are three
I can't help
two
you,
of
I'm
the
sorry.
originals
Yeah.
are coming back, and Adrian Lester, who is replaced Ben Miles because Ben had previous engagement. I mean, this was
hard to
supposed
keep everybody
well, you
together.
know, this was a limited run,
Right.
and
I'm surprised it's coming back.
We were thrilled
Yeah.
that it was coming back, and you know, with
Right.
two of the three originals. So
I mean, to
you know,
make all that happen after a time period like this, those things are really tricky.
and it's one of the most incredible plays you'll ever see. These three actors play like 150 some parts. They're just changing constantly without changing any costumes, there's no wigs, everything is, you know, in their costume. It's incredible. And the set, it's fabulous. I beg everyone to see it because it's the story of the Lehman Brothers and the history. It's quite exceptional.
Well, you always choose really interesting projects too. And the company is coming back, and with Katrina Link and Patti LuPone.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
And we're very, very, very excited about that. And that's been moved up now. It's going to open November 15th. You know, we were in previews there too. And so
that I didn't know that was in previews.
yeah.
I just learned that today, actually.
Yeah, no,
because I haven't seen it. I didn't know anything about it.
well, we were.
So have
in
you seen it
previews.
already then?
Oh, I saw it. It's terrific. I mean, luckily, like, I don't know, it was the first or second preview, they did maybe it was the first preview, they did a little party that might have been our opening night. And the shame of it was supposed to open on March 22nd, 2020. A lot of tutus in there. And that was Stephen Sondheim's 90th birthday. And then the pandemic started and everything closed on the 12th. So he didn't get to have his big 90th birthday celebration like that. They
You think
did
it has something to do with
virtual.
the twos?
No, I hope not. I like 22s. But
Me too. It's one of my favorite
So now
numbers.
it's coming back, and it'll be opening in December, and we're thrilled about it. It's a beautiful, fabulous production.
And I just feel like Patti LuPone was destined to sing that song on Broadway in a revival of Company, don't you think?
Yeah.
I mean, it's got her name written all over it in a way. I mean, not that what's her name? We were just talking about her.
Elaine Stritch.
Elaine Stritch. Wasn't wonderful.
But also, this production, Bobby is played by a female because it's always been traditionally a man.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
Oh.
No, because I
That
told
was
you I
the
didn't know
whole
anything
thing
about
of this
it.
production. It- A lot of
So Katrina
lot of
Link is
gender bending in
Katrina
this
Link
one.
is going to be Bobby. Oh, how cool!
Great.
Oh, but she's I adore her. She just she's a special
Yes. And
presence on the stage.
you know, Hangman had closed. Now we hear that it's going to come back, but we don't know when. Maybe
What is
you know,
Hangman?
2022.
I don't know about Hangman.
It's a Martin McDonagh play.
Oh,
Terrific. It started at the Atlantic Theater. Just fabulous. We were in previews with Hangman too
And
at the Golden Theater.
what's it about?
Oh, I don't even want to tell you. It's
that good?
Yeah, no, it's great. It's just it's a little bit of a mystery, so I don't want to.
His stuff is always wonderful, though.
Oh, he's great.
He's fabulous.
He's always a little, you know, black comedy.
Yes, I love his dark comedy. So you've seen it already too.
Oh yeah. Well, I saw it at the Atlantic, and I saw it in previews.
Oh,
Yes,
I know you said you said you saw it. I didn't see it at the Atlantic, so I didn't know, and I didn't know about it at
was
all.
great.
No,
Yeah.
but, and
And-
that's coming in the fall too.
yes. No, I didn't know that's not coming in the fall. I said that's probably 2022. We don't know.
Oh.
We just got word that it's, you know, going to reopen because it had literally packed up and gone. They were at the Golden Theater, and now at the Golden Theater, Thoughts of a Colored Man will be opening at the Golden Theater on October 31st.
And that's another new play.
That's a brand new play, and it's very, very exciting. And so, you know, there's just a lot going on Broadway, and everybody needs to get vaccinated and come back to the theater, and it's gonna, you know, we'll be back in business and back to our lives and our, you know, there's something that you miss so much about not being able to experience the theater and live music and all this stuff that we're used to being able to do, even going to a real movie in a movie theater. It's so different than.
Yeah, but it's also the communal effect of being,
Yeah.
I mean, there's a sense of family about when you're experiencing theater or experiencing any kind of live production with other people, and there's a shared experience, and there's, you know, there's all that we didn't get to have
all
because of.
Totally. I mean, you know, all these things that are streaming on television, they've been great for the pandemic, and of course they'll continue to be great at home. But that
I'm not
home
crazy on streaming.
experience does not
I don't like it.
replace going to either a movie or going to the theater. It's just not the same. I multitask when I'm,
Do you watch the streaming stuff?
which,
I mean, like when they stream theater, do you like to watch that?
I mean, during the
I don't-
pandemic, I
I don't-
did some of it,
I don't
but
mean
no,
like,
I don't love
you know,
it.
I don't mean like when, you know, Bonnie and Stu go in and do their thing.
That's
that's
Broadway HD, that's different.
that's really fabulous what
Well,
they
like,
do.
you know, Lincoln Center did a great job of Vanya and Sonia and Masha and Spike, and they did stream that. I thought that was one of the better productions that
And
I
how
had.
many cameras did they use?
I don't know, but it was
Because that
very
makes-
well done.
That they must have had a lot of cameras.
But, you know, and it was a play that I knew quite well and loved very much. But for the most part, I'm not that interested in watching streaming. You know, it doesn't move me like theater moves me.
No, it's
I mean,
all-
when you're sitting at the Inheritance and at the end of part one and all these men start walking down the aisle and you don't expect them, and it's just like, oh my God, it's like everybody that ever died of AIDS that I knew in my life, and I just started bawling. I was with a friend, I took Kleenex out and I handed it to her because I knew she was going to start to cry any second too. It was so moving. You can't repeat that. You can't, you know, duplicate that on a screen.
I feel exactly the same way. That it's impossible to get to the same place on a screen when what happens when you're in front of a live theater.
Yeah.
So, you know, I just want to give a shout out to something that you do too, because at your shows that you've been doing for over 30 years now, you benefit the Actors Fund, which is a great organization. You going to talk a little bit about the Actors Fund?
You know, they not only help actors, but everybody on both sides of the lights. And during the pandemic, they were more helpful than ever. I mean, they really stepped up to the plate and helped so many people. And like I said, not just actors. So Joe Benincasa runs it, and he is the most dynamic CEO I've ever known in my life, and the biggest heart. I mean, he is just such a mensch. I don't know how else to put it. And Brian Stokes Mitchell, you know, is
perfect.
He's the figurehead, and there's no one better than Brian Stokes Mitchell. And during the pandemic, he would stick his head out the window and sing The Impossible Dream every night.
Really?
Oh, yeah. You didn't read about that?
No,
my God. You know, when people were
We're
doing
stuck out
the
here.
7 o'clock and cheering on
I heard about that, but I didn't know
essential
about
workers
Brian. No.
on the Upper West Side, he would sing out the window, and he has such a powerful
Oh,
voice.
I know, his voice is outrageous.
Magnificent.
Yes.
Just magnificent.
We've seen him so many times. Oh my God, he's a force of nature too.
Yeah.
So.
And also on PBS on the New York premiere on April, not April, I can't believe I said, and this is my pandemic mind,
So it happens to me too.
August 19th.
It happens to me too.
Rick McKay's Broadway Beyond the Golden Age is going to be shown, so we're very happy about that too. And it's been a very busy time, considering how much time we spent at home.
You mean the coming out is getting, I mean, it's like all the,
I mean,
you know, one of the things I learned though from being in the pandemic, I don't want to be as busy as I was before. As much as I like being busy, I don't want to have to feel like I'm rushing to be to the next place, that I don't want to feel like I'm always late.
well, I agree with you there, and I'm
'Cause during
happy to slow down a little bit.
Because during the pandemic, I learned how to not to be, you know, feel like I'm going to be late all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because we didn't have any schedule at anything. I couldn't figure out what day it was ever. You know, I couldn't tell the difference between a Tuesday and a Friday.
Well, I was able to do that because I worked out on certain days.
Oh.
But Jamie, it's been so much fun having you come to visit us here at
Thank
LTV.
you.
And I love seeing you entertain. I love all the shows that you're involved in. And I'm wishing you the best of luck at the Tony Awards. What, September 20th? Is it 26th, is it?
It's September 26th.
September
on a
26th.
Sunday night, and hopefully we can actually attend.
Yes, hopefully.
I think that's the idea.
You'll have to come back, please.
Okay. If I win a Tony, I'll come back.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.